Top of my game, looking down at the rafters. I had to son these boys, can't leave them bastards. A lot of dudes, just some undercover actors.
So we changed the turbo, we changed the injectors, and now it's time to change these delivery valves. This is where I think we're gonna see the biggest increase on the dyno. If you guys are new here, we've been modifying this truck to try to make it hit 600 horsepower, and we've been documenting it with the dyno every step of the way. I'll link the playlist up here if you wanna start watching from the beginning. When we changed the turbo, we actually lost horsepower, and then we regained it when we put the bigger injectors in. So we're hoping to actually increase the horsepower this time with these bigger delivery valves. This fuel line's out of the way. And that's it. Now we're at our delivery valves here, which sit right on the top of your P pump. So we got this special socket that goes over this cap, and then we gotta break them loose, and the delivery valves should just sit right underneath there. I've never actually done this before. I just watched a YouTube video on it, so it seems pretty simple. So there should be a spring underneath it, just like that. Okay, so keep that spring in there. The delivery valve sits in there. All right, come on. So just like that. That is the factory delivery valve. Apparently these 94 to 95s have these washers as well. How do you get these open? If I pull that? What? How do you take the delivery valves out? Oh my goodness, you can't even get it through with a knife. There you go.
You're not used to pulling out, hey?
And apparently you just drop them in like that. And that's basically it. We got new O-rings for this, so I'll change this O-ring off, put this new O-ring on, kind of lube it up. My fingers are pretty greasy with fuel, so then just carefully keep that spring in place, and just like that, tighten her down. And then I'm just going to snug it up until it kind of bottoms out, and we'll torque them at the end. We'll just repeat that for the next 5.
There's a bubble.
Diesel bubble. There's no, I'm gonna try. Oh, it just popped. It's funny, this diesel, it has a slight hint of gasoline in it. If you watch the last video, you know what we're talking about. The last delivery valve. Drop it in there. Carefully, make sure the spring doesn't fall out. Put the last one in. Now the initial torque's supposed to be about like 25 foot-pounds. I'm just gonna guesstimate that, and then we'll do the final torque, which is 80 foot-pounds. It's probably 20 there. Click. All right. Oh, that's like really not that much. You kind of just hear them creaking and the click at the same time. We'll just go back one more time. Give the fuel injectors a brake clean bath. Some of them are a little rusty, it looks like. Fuel line's going on. Get them started. I'm so pumped to see if these actually add 100 horsepower like they're apparently supposed to, because that's the easiest, cheapest 100 horsepower you'll ever get on a diesel truck, in my opinion. And then the next video, when we do the governor springs, we're gonna make this thing rev up to 4,000 RPM. So I also ordered valve springs, push rods, because we don't want valve float. If we're running the engine at 4,000 RPMs, man, that's gonna be a lot for an old 12 valve. All that we have left is this thing, and should be able to see if she rips or not. I think it's gonna rip.
It's gonna rip.
It better freaking rip, or I'm gonna lose it. I think that's it. Super easy. Let's see how long it takes to crank to get this thing going. Here's a little tech tip for you guys that I learned in mechanic school. When you're cranking an engine, you can crank for 30 seconds and then you have to let the starter cool off for 2 minutes. So 30 seconds of cranking, 2 minutes of cool off. The more you know. It's almost doing that popping thing again. Like, we might have to advance the timing a little bit more, but we're gonna try to just run it like this and see. And if we have to advance the timing again, we will.
Yeah, that's right. Look, I think it's time you start using your common sense. Everybody watch out, cause the bomb
It definitely sounds louder to me, like the idle. It definitely sounds louder. Oh my God. It's definitely got some more, like it spools quicker. Like I'm spooling like instantly pretty much now. We need to test something, because when we first started this whole thing, this truck was pretty good at burnouts when it was stock. But then when we did the bigger turbo, we couldn't do burnouts. Then we didn't even try doing burnouts after the injectors. But now I think we're gonna be able to do some serious burnouts. Okay, so it does do burnouts kind of, but it still takes forever to get it going. We still have a turbo spool issue, man. We need faster spool. That might mean we just need higher RPMs. But man, this thing just dumps. That was pretty good. They're pretty black, and we got 2-wheel peels going on. It wasn't just the 1-wheel peel like before, so I think we're making progress. We gotta go see what this thing makes on the dyno though.
When my friends go, it was simple. When the ends low, switch the tempo. I got right, I got heart, I won't die, I'ma fight. I go down, bet I strike. I go hard day and night, yeah.
All right, we're ready to go on the dyno again. Remember last episode we got 256 was our peak horsepower. So they claim you can get 100 horsepower with these delivery valves. Mind you, that's probably on a stock turbo setup. So will we see that much? I don't think so. I'm guessing we gain 40 horsepower. What do you guess, Luke?
I think 69.
Okay, 69, I like that. I'm hoping we get 69.
What?
Well, I can't tell yet. Like, we're gonna do 3 runs, but like it's good. Let's just say you're closer.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Don't even look. All right, that third run was actually our best run. Now, drum roll, please. 335 horsepower. So that's going up like crazy from 255. What is that, 80 horsepower increase? Am I doing that number right?
Quick maths?
Quick maths? Just in case we had 335 minus 255, yeah, 80. 80 horsepower.
That was good quick maths. 80 horsepower.
Jeez, that's crazy. Just from those delivery valves that only cost a couple $100 and take like 20 minutes to change out. That is the best bang for your buck. It would be interesting to do that on a stock turbo and just feel the difference, right? Our torque is all the way up to 650 foot-pounds now, which is crazy. So we are now up 80 horsepower from where we begin, which is awesome. And our max horsepower is at 2,700 RPM. So I think before it was actually at 2,800. So these delivery valves heated up a little bit and actually spool the turbo a little bit faster. 2,700 RPM max power and torque. That's awesome, dude. I'm pumped. I am. I can't. This thing, we gotta hit 600 though. Like that's the goal. Imagine how funny it will be with 600. Look at this. Look at all that oil. This thing's gonna need a rebuild by the time we're done with it. That's for sure. Oh well. As long as she's leaking, she's got oil in it. But if you like the video and you want to show a little more support, you can go to darkirondiesel.com. We got some super sweet merch there. And stay tuned for the next video. We are going to turn this thing into a monster on the next video, man. 4,000 RPM is gonna be nuts.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.